We're talking to men here, right? Men who want to strive and learn to live as holy men, who want to elevate their Christian experience. They want to be better fathers, better husbands, better men. And here we are talking about a woman who lived in the 1800s. Why?
Good question, but it's a good answer.
Okay, yeah.
She's actually recently, a couple of years ago, the Smithsonian, renowned Smithsonian magazine, they made a list of 100 most significant Americans of all times, and she was on that list, together with people like Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr. There were 10 religious figures. Billy Graham was one of them. Yeah. She was one of them. Wow. And she's recognized in many ways, many places around the world. There are top secular health scientists that are amazed by her scientific health insights. There are educators, secular educators that reprint her books on education and pass it out everywhere. And there are also, when you think of the spiritual impact, you could talk a lot about this, but one thing is that there are so many people that have been converted to faith in Jesus and the Bible that have become Christians as a result of her writings. And to me, it's really unheard of. Like, I can't think of anyone that is dead like more than 100 years, like 100 years ago, more than 100 years ago, that have anything near to that kind of influence today, except perhaps, at least if you exclude the biblical authors. Right. Like, so it's really quite like there is really a powerful influence. Yeah.
But why? Okay, she can be a great influence, but why to us as holy men?
Yeah.
What does she have to offer us? Why?
I think, well, in several ways. I believe that she can really help. Well, she leads people to Jesus, and she can really help you a lot in your Christian walk. And I know that in my own life. She really helps you get on fire, go stronger, go closer to Jesus, grow in your Bible knowledge, everything. It's really such a blessing. So in a general sense, in our Christian walk, it's very useful. I think it's also it can really help us also, I guess we'll get back to that later, but it can really help us to fulfill our calling as men and also in the family and all of that. Because especially in a time that we live in where there's a lot of confusion, a lot of misunderstanding and a failure to fulfill God's purposes for men, even in Christian circles.
Right.
She sheds a very valuable light on the biblical principles.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that. We'll get into maybe in the second half kind of the podcast. We'll get very practical and see like, okay, what can her writings and influence mean for us on a daily life and so. But first, just to establish like who she is and why would we kind of listen to what she would have to say? Is there, who is Ellen White?
Yeah, so basically she's someone that I'm convinced, and millions of Christians around the world are convinced that she had the biblical gift of prophecy. I believe she is a end-time prophet raised up by God with a message that helps us understand the times we are living in and understand biblical prophecy and what is coming. And how we should apply the Bible in our time. And she is actually, she's also the most translated female non-fiction author in history. She wrote 26 books. 100,000 pages, 25 million words. She's what else? She was a speaker that traveled around the world. She did many things. She helped people. She helped in the startup of many institutions. Even like her influence has led to worldwide health work, hospitals, sanatorium, like different kind of health outreach and health food stores and a large Christian school network around the world. She has had an immense impact and really a wonderful message that has really transformed my life. And I don't know if my mom would probably not have been a Christian also if it wasn't for Ellen White, and I don't know if I would have. But what I like to, when you talk about it, so I think she's an end-time prophet, and she has a really powerful message that is a big blessing. So it's something that you don't want to miss. No one wants to miss. Like this is, I think, I like to use this illustration. Imagine Jesus, if you knew Jesus would come to, let's say, Paris, the biggest football stadium in Paris, and he would have a series of lectures tailor-made for us in our time. Like, would you want to go there? Like,
Right.
if needed, I would, sell something unimportant like my
course.
bed or something to go there and listen to it. That would be so, like, can you imagine
Yeah.
hearing Jesus preach? But when you think about it, I believe, well, the Bible says that they call the gifts of prophecy the testimony of Jesus. It's because it's a message from Jesus via his mouthpiece, and it's something that points to Jesus, that helps us get to know Jesus. And so I think the message of Ellen White is basically a tailor-made message from Jesus, elaborating on the biblical message, helping us. It's not really adding. I guess we might come back to that a bit. What is the role? Not really adding to the biblical doctrines, but it's like highlighting what we and helping us to get what we need to get in our time. And so it's really like end time message of Jesus to us. Like, you don't want to miss it.